Hey, I'm Mike. Faceless channels now make up 38% of all new creator monetization ventures, up from just 12% a few years ago. That's a 217% jump. This isn't a fringe trend anymore. And yet, search this topic and you'll find two opposite worlds. One screaming you'll quit your job in 30 days, another insisting nobody makes real money at this. Both are lying. Today I'm giving you the honest middle. Real numbers, the real timeline, and the mistakes that separate the channels that make it from the 97% that don't. Before anything else, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in 12 months just to get YouTube to pay you anything. Below that, it doesn't matter how good your content is. Earnings are zero. Only about 3% of faceless channels ever reach monetization at all. And even among channels that hit 100,000 subscribers, fewer than 1% ever reach $4,000 a month. I'm not saying this to discourage you. I'm saying it so you don't quit at month 3 thinking you failed, when you actually just quit exactly when most people do. Most beginners pick a topic based on personal interest, without checking what it's actually worth per view. The gap here is enormous. Gaming or entertainment channels earn $2 to $7 per thousand views. Horror or true crime narration can hit $12 to $13. Personal finance sits at $14 to $28. B2B software reviews command $18 to $38, and the highest band on the entire platform, Make Money Online and AI Tools content, can pay upward of $40 because that audience is already reaching for their wallet. Picture two channels, same views, same schedule. One's in car reviews at $5 per thousand views, making $5,000 a month. The other's in finance at $15 per thousand views, making $18,000. From nearly identical traffic. Not better editing, not luck, just the niche. That one decision, made before you upload a single video, can be worth 2 to 4 times your future income. There's a second layer to niche selection that most people skip entirely. Competition versus demand. A niche can have a great RPM on paper, but if it's already flooded with 5-year-old established channels, a brand new creator can post genuinely good content for a year and still barely get found. The smarter play is often picking a slightly narrower version of a broad niche. Instead of personal finance, something like personal finance for people in their first job, or money advice for freelancers specifically. Same high RPM category, dramatically less competition, and the algorithm has an easier time understanding exactly who to show your content to. Months 1 to 3 are almost entirely pre-revenue. You're building a library, most videos get under 100 views, and this is exactly where most people quit. Once monetized, usually around month 3 to 6, you're typically earning $100 to $500 a month. Real, but not life-changing. And this is often the second wave of quitting, when the number feels smaller than the hype promised. Months 6 to 12, with consistency, that climbs to $500 to $3,000. Past 12 months, $2,000 to $10,000 plus becomes realistic. Notice what's missing. Month 1. Nobody makes real money in month 1. If a video promises that, it's selling a course, not a roadmap. Here's what surprises most people. Ad revenue usually isn't even the majority of income. Affiliate marketing often makes up 30 to 50% of total revenue in finance and tech niches, bringing in $500 to $2,000 a month even on a modest channel. Sometimes more, since one high-intent click can pay $50 to $500. Sponsorships stack on top. $1,000 to $5,000 per video once you have a real audience, climbing into the tens of thousands at scale. And digital products, a template, a guide, a small course, can outperform 2 full years of ad revenue with a single well-timed launch. The channels making sustainable money never rely on just one stream. Let's actually break down what that revenue stack looks like at a mid-sized channel doing things right, because abstract percentages don't stick the way a real example does. Say a channel is pulling 500,000 monthly views in the personal finance niche. Ad revenue alone at that scale, with an $18 average RPM, comes out to around $9,000 a month. Now layer in affiliate links to a couple of relevant financial tools or apps. Even a modest 2% click-through and conversion rate on that traffic can add another $2,000 to $4,000. One sponsorship a month negotiated at a fair rate for that audience size adds another $3,000 to $6,000. And if that channel has even one small digital product, a budgeting template, a simple course, selling to just 0.5% of its monthly viewers can add another $2,000 or more. Stack all of that together, and you're looking at a channel that could be clearing somewhere between $16,000 and $21,000 a month. Built from 4 separate, smaller streams, not one enormous one. Production today is essentially end-to-end AI. Research, scripting, voiceover, visuals, editing. No camera, no studio, no discomfort being on screen. Geography channels run entirely on drone footage and licensed B-roll. Data channels build huge audiences on maps and charts alone. The old barrier, being comfortable on camera, is gone. What's replaced it is research quality and topic selection, because AI cut production time by 60 to 70%. But that same accessibility means competition exploded right alongside it. The channels that stand out now go deeper, not just faster. One hands-only demonstration channel sits in the top 25 most subscribed channels on the entire platform. Over 81 million subscribers, an estimated $38 million a year, without ever showing a face. These are outlier numbers, not the median. I want to be honest about that. But they prove there's no real structural ceiling on the faceless model itself. The ceiling is built by niche, consistency, and quality, not by whether your face is on screen. The biggest pattern separating success from failure isn't talent. It's what happens around month 3 or 4. When the excitement's worn off, the numbers still look unimpressive, and quitting starts to feel like the mature decision. That's almost exactly when channels that do make it are starting to build momentum that only becomes visible a couple months later. The second mistake sits right next to it. Chasing whatever niche is loudest in the hype cycle instead of checking real RPM data first, which can quietly cost you 2 to 4 times your future income before you've recorded a single word. There's a third mistake worth naming specifically because it's less obvious than the first two. Inconsistent upload timing, not inconsistent frequency, timing. A lot of new creators post whenever a video happens to be finished, with no real schedule the algorithm or the audience can learn. Channels that pick even a modest, sustainable pace, say once a week, and stick to that exact day for months, tend to build audience habits faster than channels posting more often but unpredictably. The algorithm rewards predictability almost as much as it rewards volume, and predictability is something a solo creator can control completely, even when view counts and revenue can't be controlled directly. Where your audience is located changes your earnings dramatically, even at identical view counts. A US viewer can be worth 10 times more than a viewer in a lower ad value market. 2 channels, same niche, same views, can land on completely different incomes based purely on geography. And in 2026 specifically, if you use AI-generated voice or visuals that look realistic, disclosure isn't optional. Thousands of channels lost monetization this year for skipping it. It takes 30 seconds. Skipping it can undo months of work overnight. One more thing worth addressing directly, because it comes up constantly. Do you need to be an expert to start a channel like this? Not really, not in the way people assume. What you actually need is the discipline to research a topic more thoroughly than the average person is willing to, and the ability to explain it clearly. Some of the most successful finance and business faceless channels are run by people who started with no formal background in the subject at all. They simply committed to genuinely understanding each topic before scripting it, rather than skimming a single article and repackaging it. Viewers can tell the difference between a script written from real research and one written from a 5-minute skim, even without seeing a face attached to it. That gap in effort is often the real reason one channel in a niche pulls ahead of 10 others covering the exact same topics. A small early-stage channel typically earns $100 to $500 a month once monetized. A channel that's found its footing can realistically hit $2,000 to $15,000. The very top performers, fully diversified across ads, affiliates, sponsorships, and products, can clear $25,000 or more a month. That top number is real, but it's the ceiling, not the median. This model genuinely works. What it needs is a niche picked on real advertiser value, the will to push through months 3 and 4 when most people quit, and a plan from day 1 to build more than one income stream. If you wanted to post a few videos and replace your income in a month, that was never real, and no AI tool changes that math. If this gave you a clearer picture than what you've seen elsewhere, let me know in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Mike, signing off.